Here's Drake Toll and Armstrong Sims.
Welcome back into the Petty Clinic Low T Bears Den. Happy Thursday, Thursday, everybody. Getting ready for a big weekend in Baylor athletics. It includes softball. We got baseball. We got tennis on tap, men's tennis in the Big 12 Championship. And we got track in the Big 12 Championship this weekend as well. Joining the show now, Deshaun, my man, with the drip too. I mean, look, too hard. Way too hard.
Hey.
Look, we got a picture that we'll show right here really quick, Deshaun, of you getting onto the team bus. This was just yesterday for the trip to the Big 12 Championship. You've got the turtleneck, the chain, the backpack, the hat. Walk me through it.
Well, prior to conference, we didn't know if we were flying. And I had the idea in my head, like, if we're flying, I'm going to put on, like, a nice little outfit. So then they finally confirmed that we were flying, and I was like, man, I got to put, like, I gotta show off. And when I looked in my closet, and I was like, dang, okay. So, and when I put it on, I looked at it, I was like, yeah, this is going to be the outfit. And then, like, since COVID has happened, I haven't, you know, you don't really get the opportunity to go out places or, like, walk around without a mask or anything like that. So it's really like no point of dressing up, but I had to take advantage of the opportunity. Had to.
Well, advantage you sure took. And we got a picture here. I think Deshaun took a page out of my book. This is a picture from January at a semi-formal. I got the turtleneck, the chain, the coat. No hat, though, Deshaun, I will tell you. The hat really brought it all together.
You think so?
I know so. I love it. Well, Deshaun, looking into going into the Big 12 championships for you, man, I'm looking right here. A mid-year enrollee from Barton Community College.
Yeah.
Your third meet for Baylor track, you won a Big 12 championship. Take me through kind of the whirlwind you've experienced in the last couple months.
It hasn't been easy to say the least, but I'm a natural born competitor at heart. And when it comes to like something that I'm passionate about, which will be track, and something that I want to take track. I want track to use to take to the next level and hopefully turn it to a career, God willing. And when I first got here, I missed the first two meets. And I was like, man, I don't know. Like, I already had like the goal. One of my goals were to like come in and win Big 12s. But that was before I knew that I wasn't going to be able to come in like on time. So when I came in, started competing, my first meet, kind of like tweaked my hip flexor, and I ran like the slowest time that I've ever ran since I've been in college. Mind you, it's my third year in college.
Yeah.
So it kind of like got me down, and I was just like, man, maybe indoor is not going to be it. Maybe it's not going to be this year. So I was like, okay. I kind of came to terms with that, but I just didn't let it, like, I kept working, I kept competing, kept pushing. And our trainer, brother Kevin, we kind of had a heart-to-heart. And it's like when you're transferring in, it's kind of hard to like just openly trust people because you're new and you don't really know who these people are. So I really had to take a leap of faith kind of fast, being able to trust my coaches, trust the training, and then trust the athletic trainers as well. They helped me get healthy and get to the point where I needed to be. And I trusted Bro K, trusted Coach Ben. And when Big 12s rolled around, they were just like, whatever you got is whatever's going to show on the track. So I kind of took that and I prayed before my race. And like, I was nervous before the race, of course. Like, I was like, man, I don't want to go out here and lay an egg. I was like, that's not what I want to do. That's not who I am as like a competitor. And I kind of prayed before I raced. And like, once I prayed and I finished my prayer, I felt a sense of relief. And I just like was like, okay, yeah, I'm ready to go. And at the end of the race, I don't know if you've seen it, but at the end of the race, it was a lot of emotion because it was like, a lot of people don't know, but I wasn't, like, Baylor was not the school I was supposed to be at. I initially committed to Texas Tech to go run track, and things didn't work out. And the fall semester, I was at home. Like, I wasn't enrolled in school. I wasn't doing anything. I was actually working at Amazon at Foot Locker at the time. And So I wasn't enrolled in school, thought track was done. I didn't think anybody was going to give me an opportunity because a lot of schools didn't have money. And I almost emailed like every big Power 5, every mid-major Division I school there is in the nation. And like almost, if I emailed 50 schools, 45 of the schools didn't have money. And I would have had to wait till the complete next school year. And like, I was like, no, that's not what I'm going to do. I don't think I can do that. And one day, Coach Ben texted me and was like, hey, send me your transcripts and everything. And I was just like, no way. So I sent him transcripts and everything, and here I am.
Wow. Well, Deshaun, I mean, obviously you've made your mark on Baylor track already, and I want to know, moving in, you talked about your journey from Barton Community College to eventually Baylor now to run track. You know, we talked to a bunch of JUCO football players that mention how the adjustment when you go from community college to the Division I level and trying to perform on that stage. And while track is a little bit more individual in what you do in your specific event, how has it changed? How does it look different from now Barton to Baylor?
When I was at Barton, the competition is not really much raised because at Barton we competed at the Division I meet. So like we competed against Tech, Kentucky, the fast schools. So we competed against Division I athletes. But my biggest adjustment transferring from JUCO to a Division I Power 5 is the attention and how they treat you. At a JUCO, you're not going to have the resources. You're not going to have the best athletic training, the best facilities. Like the JUCO Barton is in Kansas, where we at currently, and it could be 30 degrees outside, snow, and we have to go outside and shovel lane 1 to practice because we don't have an indoor facility. And you're outside in a jacket, hoodie, gloves, ski mask, if you're that cold, like earmuffs, everything, and you're still out there training. And I think coming from a JUCO standpoint and during all the trials and tribulations, it's not easy going to JUCO. And it's not easy, like, trying to make it through those 2 years because, like, it's like I said, it's tough. It's hard. But I think going D1, it just made me appreciate the journey and everything that I went through a little bit more leading up into this point.
Deshaun.
It's like, oh, I'm sorry.
No, keep going. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, it's just like, it was all for a greater purpose, in a sense.
Deshaun, with that, you know, you're able to move to Baylor. You talk about the greater purpose. You know, a lot of people talk about faith and their journey, what faith plays, the role faith plays in their journey. And you coming to Baylor, talk about praying before, after you race. I mean, how big of a role has faith played for you, and even now being at a faith-based university?
It's played a big role. Like I said, my fall semester, I wasn't enrolled in school. I wasn't competing. And sitting at home, watching everybody train during the fall, watching everybody compete, everybody at their respective schools having fun. And like the people that I graduated JUCO with were at like Power 5, D1 schools, and I'm at home. And it kind of takes a toll on you mentally because it's like, man, I could be there. And it's like, and it's not even, it has nothing to do with talent. It had nothing to do with skill. It was just a lot of things that didn't work out the way it was supposed to. And that takes a toll on you when mentally and emotionally. And I got to a point where a lot of things, like I was down. I didn't want to do a lot of things. I was losing hope. And I just had to really sit down and talk to God. And that's when when I really fell on my faith the most at that point in time. And it led me here. And now I got, like you said, I came here, I got one Big 12 championship under my belt within a month. And I can't even say that it was me. It was literally my faith in God.
Deshaun, with that, you move from 11th in your first meet, 5th in your second meet, Big 12 champion in your third indoor meet at Baylor. You move into the outdoor season. How do you carry the momentum of an individual Big 12 championship into the outdoor season?
You gotta stay grounded because like you're gonna when I won, you're gonna always have those people that never really support you at all times. Whether you're high, you're low, in the middle, you're anything, you're never gonna have those people like constantly supporting you. And like, there's people that always come out of the woodworks that want to tell you how good you are, how they always knew you could do it, how just like they always like, you know, those people that they see you win and then they just, oh yeah, I knew you could do that. I'm so proud of you. And like, I was starting like to like feel good, but I had to realize that, yeah, I won, but it's not, the job is not done. And I had to kind of like self-reflect, look at myself like, yeah, live in the moment, have fun, enjoy it. But you got to also remember that you got to keep working because there's always somebody else that wants to take your spot or they want to beat you. And now that I won indoor, I'm racing the same guys this weekend that raced in the indoor race. And I know for a fact that they're not going to like just be like, okay, he won indoor. Yeah, he's going to win again. No, they're going to go out there and compete. So it's just like always have your foot on the gas, stay level, stay grounded, stay humble. And my like one of the things that I like to say is I'm humble enough to know that I'm not better than anybody, but I'm smart enough to know that I'm different. And with that, I mean, I would never say that the person next to me is slow. I'd never say the person next to me is I'm better than them. But I know that when I line up, I'm going to give you my best. And I'm not going out there. You could be Grant Holloway, the fastest hurler in the world right now. And I'm still going to line up to you and compete like I'm going to go out there and beat you, regardless of how fast you are. And that, I think that's what carries me through a lot of the meets and a lot of higher competition meets.
Bulletin board material, Deshaun. I mean, second, so far you've placed second in the outdoor. You're currently projected at fifth in the Big 12, going into the Big 12 championships. How? I mean, you've got what I would say there are a lot of folks, they're going to peg their racehorse to win this race. It wouldn't be you. Is that something you use to drive you?
I wouldn't say that. I know what I could do. And I like my indoor, like you said, first meet ran slow. Second meet didn't do too hot. And I pride myself on being ready when it matters. And not to say that your regular season meets don't matter, because every time you line up on the track, it matters. You're supposed to go out there and compete like it's your last time. But I pride myself on when it's time to compete and go, I'm going to be ready. And this weekend, God willing, if I come out with a dub, then I came out with a dub. But I know that I'm going to go out here and compete to the best of my ability. And looking at all the other meets, we really didn't have too much of great weather either. Like my first outdoor meet, coming off an injury, it was kind of cold. Second outdoor meet at LSU, that was a great meet, just didn't perform well. And then the Michael Johnson meet before that, it was really cold, rainy. So I think this weekend is the weekend. If that was a perfect time to run fast and go out there and compete, it would be this weekend.
Deshaun, with it, for you, you know, I love talking to the fourth year, fifth year seniors that have been in programs for years and have bought into the family mindset and really understand the culture from an experience standpoint. For you, though, now just being a couple months into Baylor, I think it's an even better perspective on how you've been able to really indoctrinate yourself into the Baylor family and what it means to run for Baylor, compete for Baylor track. For you, how tight-knit is this team? What kind of fraternity is this group of athletes?
Man, I saw how close and how much love that was when I won indoor. Mind you, I was only here for a month. They, like, the guys that are on the team, they've been here from the fall or they've been here for years. And, like, me just coming in, I'm new. You know, you don't typically, like, you're not really close to new people. And coming off the track, there's two, like my two teammates, Camden Jackson and Dylan Bedell. Those two, like, to see how excited they were for me, being that I just got there and seeing how excited Coach Ford was and Coach Finn, that right there kind of like told me like, yeah, this is the place where I need to be. And another thing is that I really love about this program, if you go to any other Power 5 school, I can almost guarantee you, you're going to have the best of your best athletes, and then you're going to have your walk-ons, and then you're going to have your athletes that are kind of in the middle. But your walk-ons are not going to get treated like the best of their best athletes. And here at Baylor, with Coach Ford and Coach Ben, they're going to coach every athlete like they're the greatest athlete. You're going to get the same coaching. They're not going to treat you any different. They're not going to treat you any less of a person. You're not going to be a number. You're going to get treated like a human being. They're going to love you. They're going to help you build, grow as a human. whether it's a woman or a male. And it's just a lot of love around this program. And like I said, I think the person who has had the biggest impact on me is Brother K, because it's just like when I need that heart-to-heart spiritual talk, like if I'm going through something or if I'm feeling like, man, I'm not doing so good on the track, I know I can always go to Bro K and he'll tell me, well, he might tell me some things that I don't want to hear, but at the end of the day, when I take it and walk off with it and I'm thinking about it, it's like, yeah, I could use it. And it was just like a true family here. And I feel like if I would have went anywhere else, it wouldn't be the same.
Deshaun, for you to have Baylor across your chest, being at the same university as someone like Michael Johnson, a storied track program that Todd Harper's been at the helm of for well over a decade now. And prior to that, I mean, Todd's one of just a couple of coaches in program history because Baylor is that storied of a track school. Yeah. To have Baylor across your chest, even for now just a few months, what does it mean to you already?
It means a lot. A lot of people would take away that we're not as good as other Power 5 schools because we're a private school and we don't have and don't have the big numbers. Is a great.
Deshaun, I think we lost your audio there for a second. Let me know if you can hear me. See if we can get him reconnected here. Again, we got Deshaun Jones joining the show today at Baylor Track and Field. Deshaun, look at his numbers so far this season, what he's been able to put together. Deshaun started at Baylor as a mid-year enrollee coming to the university from Barton Community College, 11th in his first track meet, 5th in his second, and then Big 12 champion in his third at Baylor. Deshaun, let me know if you can still hear us. Now moving into the outdoor season, placed 4th, 2nd, 7th, ranked 5th in the Big 12 like we talked about. And Deshaun, we got you again now?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Perfect. You're all good. Deshaun, I'm sorry we cut you off there, but what it means to wear Baylor across your chest.
Like I was saying, I love how Baylor is all about tradition and love and family and faith. And when you have all those, you really can't go wrong. When you got a coach that loves you, is going to coach you like you were his son. And when you got trainers that's going to love you and help you better, you got a head coach that's you see every day that you can communicate with and talk with. Because most head coaches, you never, like some head coaches at some programs, you'll never see them until it's like time to go to a meet or something. And seeing Coach Harbor and just seeing everybody's face every day and speaking to everybody, it's like the tradition that Baylor has is second to none. And a lot of people would downplay it because we're a private school and be like, man, y'all really are not that. And it's not even about, to me, here it's not even about running fast or going out there and being the best. It's just about having fun with your brothers and your sisters and being able to rock the green and gold and just having fun. And then, like I said, you have fun, you trust your training, everything else is going to take care of the rest.
Deshaun, with it from a team standpoint, 10 top 8 individual rankings right now in the conference, competing as a team with Baylor. What is the outlook on this weekend from a team standpoint?
From the men's side, I can say that we honestly, if we go out there and compete to the best of our ability and everything goes well, I feel like we could have a top 3 finish as a team. And I feel like we'll have a lot more individual Big 12 champions going outdoor than we did indoor.
Deshaun, last question here for you. Your personal mindset. I know you talked about trying to go out there and compete. When it comes to the race coming up this weekend, what is going to go through your mind? How do you prepare yourself for a race this big in the outdoor to again compete for a Big 12 championship?
Well, I try not to think about it as going out there and defending a Big 12 championship, because then that's when you start to put unnecessary pressure on yourself. So I look at it as like an opportunity to do what I haven't done all season. I haven't ran the times that I know I could run. I haven't ran really fast. But per se, in a person that's looking at times. I haven't really ran fast. So I look at it as an opportunity to go out here and compete and put down a time that I know I could do. And just, in my heart, if I run to the best of my ability, I truly feel like then I will come out as a top 3 finisher. And so I kind of like would say I treat it as another race. Just go out there, execute your race plan, and just have fun. If you have fun, go out there, execute, trust your training. You have no choice but to do well. And Coach Ben has coached me from the day I stepped on the track to now. Coach me. And having a coach that believes in you and can see that when you're frustrated, he talk to you and like, hey, don't worry about it. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. When it's time to run, and when it matters the most, it's gonna come. And like some athletes need that, because like me as an athlete, I'm hard on myself. Like if it could be the first meet of the season, no practice, no anything, and I just go out there and run, and I could drop something horrible, but I'm still gonna be hard on myself because I know I'm better than that. And having a coach like that understands that you want to do good, but you're not always going to perform at your best, and taking the time out to adjust things and help you work on the things that need to be fixed. That way, when it gets to like these meets that are important, it's like win or go home, you're ready. It means a lot. And I can say, honestly, Coach Ben has been a true help and blessing to my success here at Baylor, and we will continue to build on that for the rest of my duration here.
Well, Deshaun, I want to thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to speak with you today, especially on the heels of this Big 12 championship meet.
Yes, sir.
Your season's been unbelievable, and I know you'll be competing again this weekend for possible Big 12 title, and we'll be cheering you on all the way from Waco.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm blessed that you have me.
Absolutely. Deshaun, thanks again. That was Deshaun Jones from Baylor Track and Field, who is competing this weekend at the Big 12 championships. Deshaun, already an indoor Big 12 champion, and now he'll take those talents to Manhattan, Kansas, where the team is competing in the conference championship. He does the 110-meter hurdles.